Hello.
Hi, Kevin. This is Remco speaking from Dutch Poker News.
Hi, Hi, Remco. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you, sir. Yeah, we're doing fine. We just spoke about EPT Tallinn, big tournament going on. We have one of our guys playing at the final table there. But more serious things are going on in the poker world right now. And one of those things is the Ultimate Bet scandal we're going to talk about a little bit later. But first of all, I would like to introduce you to all our Dutch listeners and even some Americans, I believe. Kevin, you've been involved with 2 plus 2 for a long time already. You were a moderator on the news, views, and gossip, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's one of the forums I moderate, along with televised poker and the tournament circuit forum.
Yeah, so you're
But
you're very known in the poker world. Your Twitter page is very busy. You're always busy trying to find out everything, chip counts, seed draws. I name it, you have it. You're basically busy with poker 24/7, right?
it's yeah, it does seem that way at times, especially during the WSOP. It was pretty busy trying to find information.
Yeah, I was making jokes about it, but you seem to know the seed draw before the organization knows it. You seem to know the chip counts from the guys playing before the day is finished. How do you do it?
Well, well, I do get help from the WSOP because they do put out during this year's WSOP. They did put it out in a PDF format, and which really wasn't that convenient for people wanting to see who was at their table. So I had some software help and organized it into a readable table draw, and then I would just put that up on Twitter, and people would find it, and it was pretty impressive to see to have that many people decide to follow me just because of some table draws.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody was contacting your Twitter page and stuff, but more in general, you know, like from Dutch players who cashed 10 years ago, you know the blind levels from some tournament in Belgium, whatever. How do you figure everything out? Because you're so quick all the time.
Well, I wish I had some really. It's not like I have this off the top of my head. Google is if you Google is really the key to my success, I guess. And just knowing where to find stuff real quick and pulling it up, it's just that simple. It's not like I have some superhuman skills.
Now, we were in Berlin this year with a couple of PokerNews.com bloggers and some other international media, and we were talking about you because nobody really knows you, right? You don't do you play live tournaments yourself?
No, not really. I'm not really that good of a player, to be honest. And I sort of know my limitations. So I really just play online. I play small stakes. I don't play small stakes well. So no, I haven't been out. I haven't been out anywhere on the tournament circuit, to be honest.
Um,
Maybe someday people will see me.
One of our PokerNews.com colleagues, Mickey Doft, you maybe know him. He's always writing the articles for Poker News. He's always one of the guys who knows the most about poker. And we were always saying if we would have Kevin Mathers and Mickey Doft in our team as being Poker News bloggers, that would be the best team in the world. They would never have to use Google. They would just know everything off the top of their heads. Being a poker blogger or such, would it ever be a thing you would aspire to do?
Yeah, I think I could probably be a decent poker blogger, but I'm not going to be like Mickey or Paulie or a lot of people out there on the circuit right now, especially like the Poker Stars team. They've got a really good group of bloggers, and I think everyone does realize that. And there's also good people that work at Poker News and some of the other outlets out there. I think I could fit in somehow.
All right, and you've been doing work for Poker News in the past, right? But always in the background. Never, you were just editing and stuff, and always in the background. That's more your role, right?
That was sort of my role at Poker News last year. Um, Unfortunately, it didn't work out as well this year, but it's certainly nothing. It's certainly something I would like to do again in the future.
Okay. Um, Back to the Ultimate Bet scandal. We've been reading on Wicked Chops Poker, of course, the entire article. I saw the show they made with Joe Seabuck via Skype. What do you think about it? Because you've done some, no, well, not some, a lot of work yourself on this issue. Maybe not like everything yourself, but trying to inform people. What's your opinion about the state the scandal is right now?
Well, the state of scandal right now, it's sort of in flux. It's just at the moment the real key thing that hasn't come out yet is to get hand histories from the previous years. There really hasn't been really Ultimate Bet has really been dragging the ball on that, in my opinion, and others have agreed on that as well, because they want to. Ultimate Bet has said that they've refunded every penny to the customers that have been cheated, but there's no way to really know that until people can actually see the hand histories.
What do you
That's
make?
that.
What do you make of the data error they have now? What they are saying, like they are in Costa Rica, we can't get the hand histories. I think Joe Seabuck is telling the truth. He doesn't know, but I'm just not buying it. You?
I just feel that Joe's really in a really tough place because as he said, he's not in Costa Rica. He can't be down there every day getting on UB to get this information out as quickly as possible to end this scandal to their satisfaction once and for all. That's sort of it. That's the really frustrating thing is that Ultimate Bet could have ended this if they just get the history, if the information out, and then we can get a final conclusion and then be done with it. And there, they can be back on the scene
Hmm.
and not have people associate them with being a crooked site. I don't know, it would be a way to put it.
But what do you think of all those sponsored players by UB? I mean, big names. I'm not talking about Helmut or Andy Duke. Those guys are live players, and those are not really into the online community. But people like Adam Levy and people like Livbury and Joe Seabuck, of course. Those people they signed contracts with UB while the information was not out about all the hand histories and all those other stuff. I mean, doesn't it come off to you strange that people like that sign a contract with a website that is still a bit sketchy?
In a way, yes, but there's really not that many opportunities for players in the U.S. to get sponsorship. And I mean, for example, Liv Breeze no longer sponsored by them. That contract ran out, and so she's now a free agent, and she can sign with any other site.
Yeah, it's gonna be PokerStars, 100%.
Really,
Yeah.
you. Hmm. Well, I mean, that would seem to be the best choice. Although maybe she does have a few more options. Maybe she could be signed by a Party Poker or some other European sites. But in cases like Ruthless, Brian Devonshire, Michael Binger,
Hmm.
there's they feel that I just think that with Team UB is a smaller team. They're not going to be lost in the crowd like they would be with a full tilt poker.
Hmm.
And now PokerStars they've been expanding their team as well, and UB's not that big, and so they can get more attention, get more opportunities for them.
But still, a player like Adam Levy, who has played a lot online, who is like very into the 2+2 community, isn't it kind of hard to sell for him that he's signed with a website that has gotten himself into a lot of shit? I mean, that's basically what it is, and it's never really gotten out what the whole deal is, because even when Joe Seabuck said, "Well, I'm signing with UB, but I'm also going to get out the information,"
Hmm.
that's maybe a year ago or something.
Right. It was just about a year ago when Seabox signed, and he admits it hasn't been all the information hasn't come out to his satisfaction. There's also besides the hand histories, there's 31 names that Ultimate Bet and the Kanawaki Gaming Commission has said that were part of this scandal, and the only name they've named Russ Hamilton,
Yeah.
and that's it. They say Russ Hamilton's basically they've made him the fall guy, and it's just sort of we don't know who these other people are. I mean, there's people who think they know who they are, but it's never been revealed, and then it sort of puts people under a cloud of suspicion, thinking that they're also were a super user or
Yeah, his assistant and the yeah, well, the guys running the Aruba tournament and stuff. You hear all
Mhm.
these names. All right, let me ask you this: you've not been playing many live tournaments. If Ultimate Bet said, "Kevmath, we appreciate all your work. You can play every big tournament this year," would you do it?
no, definitely not.
All right, that was what I was
I
looking
mean,
for.
it's I mean it's not it's you know it's pretty. I wouldn't. I mean I may have played. I played over the years. I may have played like under 10 tournaments on Ultimate Bet, and very small stakes. So it's. I mean I played on the site, but not that much, and I'm not gonna put another. I'm not gonna be depositing hundreds of dollars like I have on other sites. I mean I'm really just a small stakes player, so they're not. It's not gonna take much. Let me see how to phrase this better. I'm not going to keep putting money into a site that I don't trust. I'd rather put that onto sites that seem to me to be not trying to steal from the customers.
Exactly.
And one other thing I wanted to point out is that they're making such a big deal out of getting all these hand histories out. Do you still think there are people working at UB that are not willing to cooperate because they're afraid of things that are going to come out?
I'm sure there's certain people there that don't want information to come out. I mean, there's people. There's always been talk about people behind the scenes that will leak information out, and it's sort of like what's happened a couple years ago when there was a count on 2+2 called Brainwash Dodo, who really blew this open when he was showing screenshots of all these fund transfers that were happening between Russ and these other accounts that
Hmm.
have been mentioned in the past. And that sort of really really lit a fire under 2+2 to try to get as much information out there as possible to
What do you think
to
about the role of Freddie Deep? That's so weird that all of a sudden this name comes up. He has done like transfers for millions, and nobody really thinks that he has anything to do with it. But his name is there. What do you think about that?
I think with Freddie Deeb it's a lot of people would assume he was a super user or was at least part of it. I don't think he was. I think he was just a friend of Russ, and he needed to move some funds around, and Freddie was one of the people he did it with.
Yeah.
I don't,
So
I mean, I don't think Freddie has anything to do with this at all.
all right, just some guy who has connections and has the power to have funds on every side and stuff, and not
Right.
being a super user himself.
Correct. And I think a lot of people have that same opinion
Yeah.
that he's not behind this at all.
Okay. Well, that's very clear. All right. What's will the future bring for you, Kevin? What are your plans? Are you keep on doing everything you do right now, or are there big things coming up? You're writing for Pokerati, of course, and
Hmm.
what will we be seeing of you?
Well, at the moment, I do some writing at PokerStars. I do some of the recaps for the online tournaments. So I'll be doing I do some of that, and I have some assignments during the W Coop. So that's what I have right now. Maybe something else, some other uh, outlets in the future, but I gotta keep my fingers crossed because they're definitely not certain. I get told about assignments, and sometimes they pan out, and
Hmm.
sometimes they don't. So I sort of gotta wait by the email and see what comes up.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Please keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. I think many players and many media outlets benefit from what you're doing right now. You're doing a great job. Thanks, and thanks for being in our radio show.
Oh, thanks very much for having me on. You have a good day.
Thanks a
Thank
lot, Kevin.
you.
Thanks.